Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and welcome to today's Make It Monday event where we bring you a really big value for itty bitty teeny weeny tiny little price. That's what Make It Mondays are. We try to bring you one bundle by an amazing manufacturer that has a retail value of between $80 and $100, and we do it for just $19.99, and that is definitely a wahoo ka-choo. Now these bundles are exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple. They are limited. They are so value priced in our efforts and the manufacturer's efforts to keep crafting affordable for many more of you. This bundle that I have for you today retails for $90.48 if you were to buy it elsewhere, but not here, just $19.99, which is a much more affordable price for so many more crafters out there. I want to let you know that we do tend to sell some of the bundles bing bang boom. They sell out bing bang boom. So if this is something you think you want, we encourage you to get your order in, with the understanding that all sales are final. No exchanges, no returns, no refunds, even on pay laters. If you order the bundle and then you don't pay for it, well, please don't do that because it takes it away from somebody else. So our Make It Monday events, we do them every Monday, 6 p.m. sunny California time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. We live chat during the premiere, and as long as I have a bundle that I can do for $19.99 or somewhere around there that has a huge value, well, then we keep bringing them to you. Today I've got a little bit more than one bundle. I have a bundle of dies for you, but then I have some product from Talens, which was so surprising to me, shocking to me actually. They have glitter. What? Glitter? I don't know. I'm like, what are you doing with glitter? So I'm going to show that to you and talk to you about that. But if this is something that makes your heart happy and you love making, or you need a gift for somebody, I'm going to show you the bundle. We're going to get started. Of course, we have to make something because, well, if you're going to call it Make It Monday, you really should try to make something. The bundle I have for you today is $90.48 down to $19.99. This is the main bundle. This is where we're gonna start. And then I've got lovely little things to add into it that will help make the whole technique that I'm doing come to life. And that's where that Amsterdam ultra fine glitter comes in. I couldn't believe they had glitter, but okay. So I'm going to walk you through the bundle. I have beautiful samples to show you at the end. And in between, you and we're going to be crafting together. We're going to be doing this together, and hopefully I show you something, or more, maybe remind you of something, because I'm going to the way back machine today. I am taking it old school. This is probably one of the very first techniques I ever did anywhere at any time. So we're going way to the way back machine, but sometimes you got to go backwards to go forwards. And I think you're going to love what we do. All right, so let me tilt on down. Let me get started for today. And yeah, let me get started for today because I need to talk to you a little bit about well, I think before we get started, I'm going to also talk to you about a crease pad. No? Now you know they're not scripted. No, I'm going to show you the product. Okay, so where can you find all of this? The bundle is only available at Scrapbooking Made Simple under our Make It Monday category. That's where you're going to find it. So, and anything that's left over from past Make It Mondays are there for you as well. But I knew we had a Halloween bundle a couple weeks ago, and it flew out. It was just gone. So keep in mind, if you love it, grab it, but buy what you love and love what you buy. All right, let me start by showing you what's in the bundle. And then we can talk about the crease pad a little bit, and then we can get crafting. All right, so if you're watching this during the premiere, hopefully you are live chatting with me. Hello, hello. Here's our bundle. It is from Creative Expressions. It does have a retail value of over $90 for $19.99. It is made up of 4 dies. First die, beautiful. It is not 1 die, it's actually 6 dies. So the frame, the border is 1, then there's another die that will cut that will cut a solid circle, and then another border die, and then another solid circle. I mean, you could use just these 2 together, you could use just these 2 together, you could use these 4. You don't have to use the center one at all, which is where the detail comes in. These are beautiful all on their own. There's die number 1. Die number 2, a little simpler, and this is the die we're going to be using today, but really darling and easy peasy to use. It's just 1 cut, bam, we're good to go. And then I have another larger die. And again, this die was more than $19.99 when it launched. It was closer to $30. And again, you've got this beautiful frame, but then you've got another frame in the center, and all of these dies are separate. So you could be cutting just solid ovals in 2 sizes. You could be cutting the frames. You could be just using the center die, the decorator die in here. 6 dies, and these are all by Sue Wilson. And then a beautiful die of your tree and your sun, and an Art Deco along the outside, an Art Deco border around it, a frame. So here's your $19.99 bundle. And 1 die was more than $19.99. Really an exceptional value. This is what we are going to be playing with today. We also have from Royal Talens, which was a surprise for me. Come on, inside. Was glitter. I'm like, glitter? What are you doing with glitter, Royal Talens? Well, they had a couple different glitters. They had a gold, a black, they have a silver, and they have a transparent. Now, they also wanted these to kind of disappear and get out of their warehouse. So any manufacturer who's wanting to say goodbye to something really becomes our hello to something. That's where our Make It Mondays come from. Now, maybe they ordered this, kind of feeling it out and seeing if there was some possibility that they could use this in their fine art. This is actually labeled under the Amsterdam brand, which is amazing. I said, okay, send me the information about the glitter. Well, they had a ton of the black and a little bit of the transparent, a little bit of the silver, and a little bit of the gold. But the retail on them was $14.99 each. I said, holy smokes, artichokes, hold on. I said, wait a minute. Wait, what? $14.99? Okay, yes, the bottles are big. I will give you that. The bottles are big, but I don't think I've ever spent $14.99 on a bottle of glitter ever. But it is Royal Talens and it's under the Amsterdam brand. I said, I can't do $14.99 for a bottle of glitter. I just can't. They said, well, we really would like to make it go away. What would it take? Now those are my happy words. How can we make this happen, Stacy? What will make it work? So we talked and we came to an agreement, and here it is. Only I want to explain to you, they had so much more of the black than anything else that we are basically giving you the black for free. So I have a bundle of the black with the transparent. Now my glitter, Stacy Park glitter, I didn't have it in transparent with Couture Creations. So you're gonna get the black with the transparent, you're gonna get a black with a silver, and you're gonna get a black with the gold. And that's how they're going to come bundled, like that. Only instead of $27.98, how about $5.99? Oh my gosh, it is such a value. And I love that the black is a black without iridescence. There's not a lot of, it's pretty and it's shimmery, but it's not shiny. It's not bling blinged out. So I like that because The gold, the iridescent, and the silver is more bling blinged out. Now this is an ultrafine glitter, not a microfine, so it's different than my glitter, but it's going to work for what we are doing today. And it's going to come to you just like this. We went ahead and we bagged each individual bottle in its own bag and then put it in another bag just in case something opens. Now, how much do we have? We have lots of the black, but we are limited as to how many bundles we have per set. So we took all that they had, we bundled each color with a black, so you get the black for free and you get the big, huge, massive bottle of glitter for $5.99, and you'll be able to use it for what I'm working with today. All right, so today it's all about taking the beautiful die from Creative Expressions, which is kind of like a stained glass look. If you look at the dies, all of them kind of have this stained glass effect as their center. The cupcake, stained glass, kind of a celebration, happy birthday. Let's see. The landscape, a stained glass, and same with the one that I'm going to start with. So we need double-sided tape. That's really important. Double-sided tape is your friend here, whether it be my double-sided tape or Elizabeth Crafts or ScorePal, or maybe you're buying the sheets of the double-sided tape. That's going to be an important factor here because we're going to need to use it. And double-sided tape is super strong adhesive. Mine you can just tear right off. And the thing is, the minute you tear it off the roll, you need to put it down on something. It has to go down on something. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper and put it down. Now, once I've put it on my paper, it can stay like that forever. It can stay like this until I want to use it. I'm just going to trim this down a little bit. I've left myself a couple little handholds on either side, and I could store this and make these until I'm ready to use them. But once I peel, in fact, let's do it on this one. Once I peel the liner back and expose the sticky, I have to do something with it. It's sticky. I peel that liner back and I don't do anything with it. The next thing it touches, it's going to want to hold on to. And see, it's really sticky. It's really strong adhesive. So we're going to take and we're going to die cut this kind of sorta. We're going to do something called a kiss cut. And a kiss cut is where you have your platform in a way that the die will cut into the top piece of the liner, but not go all the way through to the bottom. I'm not trying to cut this entire die out. I just want to have that impression in the top of the liner and not cut all the way through. Why do I want to do that? I'm going to show you. But to make that happen, I have to start with what they call a crease pad from Sizzix because I'm using a Big Shot machine. Crease pads are something that most people have but don't use very frequently. They were developed when Tim Holtz and Eileen Hull were doing dies that had score lines built into the die so that it wouldn't cut through the paper where the score line was. My issue, and we call it a thud. This is a thud pad. That's what it's known for, or known as here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Originally, when Sizzix brought out the crease pad and the silicone pad and the textured impression pad, originally all three of these were black. The textured impression pad is known as the knock-knock pad because you can knock on it. The silicone is known as the squishy. So I use my squishy and my knock-knock and my squishy anytime I'm doing some kind of an embossing with my die. That's what these were used for. But when they were all three black, I had to come up with names that you could understand on camera because they looked exactly the same. So that's how Squishy came to be, and that's how Knock Knock came to be. A crease pad wasn't something that we used very often, and it bends where a Knock Knock pad won't, but it's not squishy like a squishy pad is. And so it kind of sounds like a thud pad. And that's what we call this, is a thud pad. You may have it already. It is dramatically different than a Knock Knock. Even if your Knock Knock is in black, you know it's a Knock Knock because it doesn't bend and you can knock on it. Even if your squishy pad is black, is an original, and it's black, if you can do this with it, well then you know it's definitely not a crease pad or a thud pad. Thud, you can move it, but you can't squish it, and it doesn't sound like a Knock Knock. So we're gonna be using this today as part of our sandwich. I've brought over my Sizzix Big Shot machine, and I have got the base platform that it comes with. I've got the solo shim that it comes with, or an A shim. And then I'm gonna take my crease pad or my thud pad, and that's gonna go right on top. So this acts as the bottom cut plate. I take my paper with my adhesive on it, and with that shiny side up where the liner is, not the cardstock, the shiny side where that liner is, I'm gonna put that face up. And then I put my die face down against it. And then I do bring over a cut pad or a do not cut pad, it doesn't make a difference, and I send it on through. Now doing this, because I've got that crease pad at the bottom, my die is not going to be able to cut all the way through my paper. The crease pad isn't hard enough. It's not hard enough like a cut plate to force that cut, but it will leave me a cut. In my liner for me to see. Can you see the design? There it is. Now the back has got an embossing to it. You can kind of see where it tried to cut through, but it didn't because that crease pad was there. However, my top piece has got the design embedded into it. This is where the black glitter comes in handy, and you may use this black glitter for a lot of other things because ultimately it takes the place of black paper for you. I can take my fussy tweezers, and because it's a kiss cut, I can pull off the outline of my die. So I've pulled off the outline. And by pulling that off, I've exposed the sticky just in that outline area. So I can take my black glitter, or you could change it up and do it with the silver, the gold. I wouldn't do it with the iridescent. That's not going to work very well. That's not going to look great. But I could take my black glitter, and I can just kind of fill the space up where that sticky is. My glitter is going to adhere. So all I'm trying to do is now I've added black glitter that doesn't have a lot of iridescence to it. So it's not over the top, shiny, sparkly. but it filled in all that space. Now I do need to take and burnish it with my finger. So I'm just gonna go in there and I'm gonna give a nice rub all the way around. So I'm setting that glitter into the sticky of the adhesive. So no glue needed. No glue, no mess, no fuss, no muss. And I'm not rubbing so light that you're barely touching it, but I'm also not going grrr. And the reason why you don't want to go grrr is because you might accidentally pull one of these pieces that I'm gonna lift and add a different color to. Lift it up, and I'm trying not to do that. So, done. I take it and put it over my trash bin, just kind of wipe it off. And no fuss, no muss, no glitter everywhere. It's not a big mess. I love that about it. Now, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna remove all the little pieces around with my tweezers because I have a kiss cut. And as I remove them, I'm exposing the sticky. And as I expose the sticky, I know I'm gonna have to put something on top of it. I'm gonna have to do something with it. Can't just let it sit with a exposed, it's like having double-sided tape with nothing on top of it. Well, that is what it is, double-sided tape. High-end double-sided tape made with a crafter in mind. So I do know that Elizabeth Crafts will do this, her tape, and Scrapbooking tape. I know that my liner is a little different than both of theirs, but their liners should work too. I made my liner a little bit thicker, so it's a little bit easier to work with. But Els and Scrapbooking have great double-sided tape. So I'm just pulling all the little pieces out. And if I forget one, no big deal. I'll know I forgot it as soon as I add my next level of glitter to it. And my little tweezers just grab and go. Yep, I pulled that one out. Sometimes I'm not sure. Because you can't really tell the difference until you put the next layer of glitter on. And for this one, I'm going to do the transparent. And I'm going to pull the entire back piece as well. Let's go in here and pull that entire back piece. All right. So let's add our next layer of glitter. And that's going to be the transparent. And I'm going to put it right over the top. I'm going to kind of walk on down and get everywhere. Up, and I can see I missed a spot. So I can see that I missed. The liner is still there and still here. No big deal. All I have to do is peel it off. There, and then my leaf here. And then I just come back and add that transparent glitter. Now the transparent glitter is very blingy. It's beautiful. It's a multicolor. Okay, so I haven't pulled my back piece off. My glitter is still on there, but I can wipe that off. I'm going to put all of this away because I don't need it. I put it right back into my jar. Put my lid on because I'm prone to tipping things over. And just like I did my black, now I'm going to give this a little bit of a burnish with my finger. And you'll see that the black glitter does not oh, I missed two, look at that, I missed 2 spaces there too. 1. The black glitter and the clear glitter, because you burnished it, because you set it into the sticky, into the double stick tape, they don't mix, they don't commingle into each other where your lines then get blurry. That black holds the lines that you pushed it into, and the transparent holds the lines that you pushed it into. All right, I'm good to go. Next, I'm going to take some inexpensive Sharpies and Bic markers. So I wanted this technique to be something that everybody could do affordably. So Bics and Sharpies are going to work great for you. Let's pull some colors. Well, I should have just pulled all the colors. And then I've got some Bics and some green. All I'm gonna do is start to color right on top of that transparent glitter. So let's take my yellow, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. You're going to want a piece of scratch paper kind of off to the side. I would not use Copic markers for these. I would not use any expensive marker for this. This is an alcohol-based marker. In fact, let me go back just a little so you're able to see it. This is an alcohol-based marker. And if I get the tip a little bit, scratched up and it starts to fray, I'm not going to worry, because it's a Bic marker. I didn't spend a lot of money on it. So I'm going to add a little bit of color. Now I'm just lightly coloring on top, really lightly. And if I come over here, some of my glitter will have come off onto my nib. You can almost do a little dabbing versus coloring. But if you're using a really nice brush tip marker, you will ultimately, the glitter will start to affect the brush tip. So a little bit of yellow. Then I might come in here with a little bit of pink. And I'm just cleaning my marker off as I go. And then I may come back with a little bit more yellow over the pink, just to kind of cement the colors and blend them together. And then maybe I come in with a little darker pink. And I just add the darker pink right at the tips. But then I'm going to take that yellow and I'm going to go over that darker pink a little bit and just pull it out. Just so it blends in. And I just start to color. I want a little more pink at the bottom. Maybe even a little, maybe this pink. I can add a little more pink to my bottom. And then I can color my center. And I just start to make magic happen. Now maybe I do this one with just a little yellow. Just a little yellow. And maybe just a little bit of, ooh, I have orange in here. A little bit of orange. So I've kind of butted up the yellow and the orange together. And then I can come back with that yellow and just go a little bit over the orange to drag it kind of into the yellow, to get rid of those demarcation lines so it kind of bleeds in together. And maybe a little bit more orange at the top. And then this one. And I just every now and then wipe the extra glitter off of it. And then I take my orange and grab kind of that hot pink, a little bit of that pink, and blend it in. Just so it's not so much of a dot anymore. As it is, it really does become kind of the color of the flower. And because it's an alcohol marker, they dry fairly quickly. There's no right, there's no wrong. You just come in and play. And then I can do my leaves. So some green. And I just kind of wipe it off. And I'll do all three of the leaves. And again, I'm not pressing hard with my marker. It's kind of floating on top. Literally floating on top and just laying down enough, putting enough pressure just so it lays down a little bit of color. And I can come in with a slightly darker. I think that's good. So in no time at all, and it's got the iridescence, it still shines right through. That transparent glitter still keeps the iridescence all the way through. and I didn't use any kind of a blender pen. I just used the markers themselves to make all my blends. Now I have the other glitter, and what if I took that feels pretty dry. We'll find out. I take the top off, exposing my sticky because now it's sticky. I got to do something with it. And I just kind of let this walk its way down. And anywhere it's sticky, the gold is going to hold. Ooh, that was a lot. And then I take it and I dust it off. And the same holds true. The gold is gold, the white is white, the colored is colored. It's, you know, the inked is inked, but none of it moved into the other, making a mess. So I put my gold back. And then of course I have to do the same. I have to give it a burnish. And that's what's going to cement that gold, and it's going to brighten that gold up. It's going to make it get, can you see it get happy? Can you see it? It goes from kind of a dull, let's see if I can get it here. It goes from a dull to a completely shiny. And all I need to do is do it with my finger. Give a nice little burnish. And then take the extra off. And again, my hands, for the most part, my hands are easy clean. You would think that there would be glitter absolutely all over them, but there isn't. So I took a die to do this. And now we can finish it off. My sticky isn't sticky anymore because it's all been covered. I might want to save some of these little strips if they're important to me. But you got a lot of gold, and you got a lot of silver, and you got a lot of black. But what a great way. You could die cut these, do the kiss cut, and then have all your friends over and they do the glittering and the coloring, and they will feel so accomplished. All right, so what color do I want to put on this? Do I like the pink? No, that's very loud. Maybe I start with a piece of black. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna start with a piece of black and go from there because that looks really good with the black. And I can throw my little squigglies away. That's from my inexpensive Sharpie markers that you can get anywhere. Bic markers, Sharpie markers. It doesn't have to be expensive to do this. I'm digging in my trash. Like, are you really? Yes, I really am. See if I have a little piece of something somewhere. Okay, where did I put it? I literally just had it in my hands, that little extra piece of gold. Maybe I can use this. But I did it, I cut it. Anybody see where I put it? Did it fall? Hello? Are you here? I was gonna use that little extra piece of gold. I said, don't throw away. Of course. Okay, so let's get it onto the black. And I just want a very fine piece of black. And then what color? The pink is happy, but maybe too happy? Nope, that's not it either. Maybe the medium pink? Oh, I think that's better. I think the medium pink works. I think the bright pink was too pink and the red was too red. But I think the medium pink looks really good. So you could make instead of having the lines black, I could have done the lines in gold and then transparent, or I could have done them in silver and then transparent. I could have done the background here in gold and not transparent. I just would have pulled it separately. I could have done this in silver. I could have done the whole thing in black. It's all about the options. A little bit of matting and some inexpensive Royal Talens Amsterdam glitter. And I think we're good to go. So each of the dies in this set has this kind of stained glass element built into the die. This die itself on its own is a stained glass element. The larger sets that have all the frames to go with them, it's the centerpieces. One of them has kind of a celebration birthday. It has a cupcake and it has a present. Then the other one, has a butterfly and a sun. And then the other smaller die is kind of almost like it feels like caramel or because it looks like a scene. You've got the beautiful tree and the sun, but look at how pretty and easy. No mess, no fuss, no muss, no glue. Just inexpensive alcohol markers. Sharpies and Bics will do the trick. And then Dutch Doobie Doo. Well, I was going to use a little piece of gold, but I guess maybe I'll use a little piece of black. And what a beautiful life. So we'll put the Dutch Doobie Doo stickers as part of the class as well, but they won't be at they'll be at our normal like 20% off. But Dutch Doobie Doo, and Pronte make great sticker sheets. Creativity takes courage. Look on the bright side. Love what you do. Live your life. Be awesome. Make it happen. Do what you love. Love what you do. Remember the now. Choose to see the good. All you need is love. Let life surprise you. So filled with just fabulous little sentiments that are easy peasy to use. No stamping. And boom. What a beautiful life. Oh, I think that looks great. I'm very happy with this. So I went back to the way back machine because we've been doing this technique for quite some time, but maybe you forget you can. And these dies really do lend. You could have done paper piecing. These dies really do lend to it. And I think I'll take a little bit of foam tape and pop that, and we'll call it done. So no matter what color glitter, if you're gonna get the gold, the silver, the transparent, you're gonna get a bottle of black to go with it. And the gold is different than my gold. So I like the gold because it's a different gold than mine. And maybe you don't have any glitter, and this is a great way to get some that you can use again and again because it's just basic colors. Transparent, gold, silver, black. Ta-da! So the main bundle is comprised of the 4 dies. The one we used today. This reminds me of like Carmel and Monterey. And then you've got the bigger sets that give you frames and beautiful elements, but also that center that can be done just like we did today. And the sun and the butterfly and the branch, but also all of these other elements that you can use. It is not $90. It is $19.99 while supplies last. And then we have the glitter, and this is how it'll come packaged to you. So each glitter in its own little, we did this just in case there was a blowout. So each glitter in its own little poly bag, and then both of them in a bigger one. So no matter what color you get, it's not $27.98, but $5.99. You'll get the silver with the black. You'll get the gold with the black, and you can get, see, put my lid on. That would have been bad. The transparent with the black. And these can interchange. I could have had silver here. I could have had gold in here and silver as my black outline, and then colored in, and then my transparent so I could color on top. It's all about when you peel off to expose the sticky. I could have done so many different combinations with these 4 colors of glitter. All right, samples. So, SMS girl Elena made all of the samples and she did a beautiful job. There's Elena's, there's mine. She used the glitter. Again, Elena's. See, isn't that beautiful? And so easy to do. And here, Elena. Look at the frame. Isn't that frame gorgeous? Even if that's all you used was the frame, and she made the card out of the frame. Of course she did, but look at the butterfly and the sun and the branch. And then another one of our flowers. The surprise, look, see, the frame is beautiful, even if that's all you use is the frame, and she made the card out of the frame. All done with the glitter. And then the very last one, she did a shaker out of the tree in the sun. And she just did a shaker. So all of them absolutely lovely. And all of them easy to make, easy to do, and affordable. So, hey everybody, it's me, Stacy. Oh, I hope this loads on time. Fingers crossed. I might see you at 6:30 tonight. I don't know. But I hope you had a great time. I hope you see the value in our $19.99 bundles or our $5.99 glitter sets from Royal Talens in Amsterdam. $14.99 a glitter. I mean, yes, they're big bottles, I get it, but holy smokes artichokes. But I guess they didn't want to go into glitter after all. Works for us. So you'll find all of this product at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Make It Mondays are exclusive to us. You can't get them anywhere else, and they are only available until we sell out. Now, the next time I see you will be tomorrow, Tuesday, for our next In the Studio with Stacy, where we are pairing fine tech watercolors, pearlescent and iridescent and flip-flop. I mean, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful metallic watercolors with paper crafting. So that will be at 6 p.m. Sunday, California time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be live chatting during that as well. I hope to see you all there. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Bye.